What's going on, guys? So Monday I purchased two of these Epson XP-440s off of the clearance section on their website. They were $35 a piece, so they're really small, and the plan is to take these on events where maybe have an outside venue, maybe set up a tent or something. I don't have to lug this thing all the way around. It's pretty cumbersome, and as you can see, the size difference between the two. Now this will be ideal if you don't have anything that needs wide format out on the road. This would be great to take with you, say to like stadiums or soccer games, whatever, what have you, and you need to get some small sublimation prints going. You can do it right there with something like this. Again, size comparison, you'd rather lug this guy around than that guy around. It's not even, I mean, it's just over a foot in length. So we'll go ahead and get the tape and stuff yanked off of here, get the cartridges put in there, see if we can get the chipless firmware installed, and then we'll put some empty cartridges in there with some sublimation ink and see if we can start getting prints tonight. You know how I like to do it. So stay tuned. We'll come back with some stuff, I guess. All right, so at this point we done turned the printer on and it's going through its initialization process where it's going to ask for the ink that shipped with the printer. So as you can see, these chips, these cartridges for this printer, the refill cartridges don't have chips on them. So normally I would just put these in there and run let it do its initialization. But this particular time, what I'm going to do is try to remove these chips and put them on the chipboard on here. And that way we can initialize with these and start off with the sublimation ink. So stay tuned. Okay, so we got the chips installed on the empty ink cartridges, and now it's going through its initialization. So apparently it thinks that those are the actual cartridges, but the actual cartridges are right here. We just took the chips off of them and we put them on the refill cartridges, the 212 or the 288 XL refill cartridges that we have. So we put those in there on top of those cartridges, and now it's doing the initializations with the sublimation ink installed. So we'll let this do its thing, and then we'll try to get some prints going. Alright, so we got the purge files going right now on the XP-440. looks like it's doing okay. At first, it was showing a really bad nozzle test, but again, we got the refillable cartridges is in there with the chips from the original ink that shipped with the printer. So, like I said, right now we're running a purge file on it. Got ink all over the place. But yeah, we're running the purge file on it, and we'll get a print going after this. I haven't installed the chipless firmware yet, but that is a must for this printer to work with those the refillable cartridges. You definitely want to go to a chipless firmware, because what's going to happen is eventually the printer is going to think that the ink cartridges are empty, and it's going to ask you to refill them or replace them. So what you could do, I guess, is just get a bunch of regular ink and just pop the cartridges, pop the boards off of them and put them on those empty cartridges, but that's not, that's really not practical at all. It'd be better just go ahead and get you a chipless firmware. I think they cost like 30 bucks. Then go ahead and get it installed and you should be good to go. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let this finish up, and then I'm gonna run a license plate off of here and see if it see how it looks. All right, so we got a color print coming through here right now with Sublimation ink. I still haven't installed the chipless firmware yet, so that's something that you don't need to do immediately if you switch the chips over during the initialization process. But if you don't and use the regular ink cartridges to get the printer started, like I normally do, you would have to install the chipless firmware right after that. Right after that to use the cartridges that are compatible with this printer. Again, so we're getting the this print coming out now. It's okay. It is kind of slow, but again, if you're, between lugging this thing around and lugging these things, that big thing around, I'll take this every time. You can print with the thing open too if you want, but yeah, you can hold the paper holds in the back and it comes out of the front here. Like I said, alright printer, 35 bucks, you can't go wrong with it. So we'll let this finish up and then we'll go ahead and press it and see how it turns out. Alright, so it just finished up printing. So now we'll go ahead. I like to let my prints sit underneath the heat press for a little bit, just to aid in drying. And once this gets pressed, we'll come back and show you the quality of it. Alright, so I'm gonna take this out and see what we got. And just like that, we are doing sublimation on the XP-440. So it can be done. Just have to get the refillable cartridges. You can swap the chips out for the initial initialization. But after that ink runs out, or after the printer thinks that the ink has run out, you're gonna want to go to a chipless firmware. So it can be done. Links in the description on how to get the cartridges. Alright guys, thanks.